If you want to journey deep into Beijing's economic ambitions, Huawei's European-style campus is a good place to start. The telecommunications giant is emblematic of the country's plan to become a global leader in a number of key industries. The government's Made in China 2025 strategy reflects a desire to move away from low-cost manufacturing and towards high-tech. As well as communications, the Chinese government is also investing heavily in transport, energy and digitization. Traditionally, it's gained a lot of its know-how from abroad. Over the years, the huge Chinese market has attracted many foreign firms to the country, including German car makers keen to carve out a niche. But in recent times, China has been producing more homegrown firms. In the area of electric mobility, it's already proven itself as a trailblazer, suggesting that Western firms will have to buckle up to stay competitive. Now, a report by German think tank Merics has cautioned against what it calls naivety in dealings with China. It says Western firms could lose their competitive edge. Electric batteries bring the point home. 7 out of 10 of the world's biggest makers come from China, leaving European firms scrambling to catch up.
With me now in the studio is Anna Holzmer. She conducted this study at the Mercator Institute. Anna, welcome to the studio. This study is pretty grim reading for people here in Europe. What is Beijing's ultimate goal? World domination, and should we be worried about this?
Well, so the ultimate goal clear is technological leadership on a global scale. However, we're not talking about technological leadership in every single aspect of technology. So we really see a difference in China's approach with regard to, let's say, more traditional high-tech areas, for instance, aviation. In these areas, China is content with just developing domestic capabilities that are sufficiently good, so to say. So the products, the components, the technology does not need to be, state-of-the-art, but sufficiently good. A different story needs to be told in the realm of future technologies, emerging technologies. Here, China really sees its chance to forge ahead from the start, to set the pace and see Western industrial nations, try to catch up or stay in pace.
For the rest of us, though, for here in Europe and the rest of the world, a quote from your study here: Germany is one developed nation whose economic base could be directly threatened by China's ambitions, and yet you classified Germany as a willing partner. Are we selling out to China?
This is a really critical point of our study. We identified Germany as a core partner as part of Made in China 2025, especially with regard to smart manufacturing. There have been long-standing, long-lasting cooperations, and the attitude of a lot of actors involved does not really match the changing realities in China. So,
what does that mean in clear terms?
It means that China has already developed considerable strength in certain areas, especially in these fields. And yes, Germany, German actors in the government, but also in companies, also in the academic realm, are all too willing and often too naive in their engagements with China.
One of your recommendations, and I quote from your study again, is initiate steps to limit dependence on critical components from China. That, of course, rings of Huawei. Is Trump right on Huawei? What role does that company play in this game?
Well, Huawei is a prime example of one of China's national champions who've gone global and now really trying to, dominate or shape the global market in their respective realm. I do not think that Trump's approach of decoupling is the solution, though, especially not for Europe. So we really need to find our own solution. We should be aware of our own strength, and we should also know Huawei is not the only company out there. So it really is, with Huawei, it is a matter of trust. And
Well, trust, when it comes to business, trust is a very special problem there. Another figure that comes from your study, that in 2018, China spent around $300 billion on research and development. That's nearly 2.2% of GDP. That's more than the EU does. The sheer scale, can that be matched by anyone?
Well, I would not recommend to try and match or take up China in matters of scale. So Europe really needs to find its own answer. Industrial policy is part of it. It's an illusion to say that in Germany and also Europe there's no industrial policy. The question is, what is the right measure? Where do we position ourselves on this spectrum of different measures of industrial policy? And support for research, also basic research, is certainly a critical component, and there's certainly still lots of work to be done in Europe.
Anna Holzmann, thank you very much.